haven't met, I need to warn you that we're gonna be best friends. Thick or thin, sink or swim, lose or win. We can battle in the castle with the dragon. Hop back in our rocket ship into the sky. We're gonna cry till we laugh and laugh till we cry. You and I, you arrive right on time. Try to slow it down, the skills roll by. And by the way, there's gonna be some times I'll have to go away just for a little while. But while I'm gone, don't be scared when that darkness comes. Always remember that when there's monsters under your bed, don't be afraid, son, know that it's all in your head. When you've had enough, turn around, track it down, go give that monster some love. Go give that monster a hug. There's gonna be some days when there's gray clouds, so we can be amazed when the sun's out. See our scary shadows, we just laugh at them, not run away. We'll just learn how to dance with them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous that I'm gonna try, but I'll never be a perfect dad. Just a clown in this circus of circumstance, lost on this crazy planet, but I'll just keep working at it. There's gonna be some times I'm gonna let you down, I'm gonna mess it up, but I can promise now you can always find I'm right there by your side. When there's monsters under your bed, don't be afraid, son, know that it's all in your head. When you've had enough, turn around, track him down, go give that monster some love. Go give that monster some love. Give that monster a hug, give that monster a hug. Son, I haven't met, I need to warn you that we're gonna be best friends. Thick or thin, sink or swim, lose or win. At the end of the day, we can just fly away.
Good morning, I'm here. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your head.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe that dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
And a happy Monday. TGIM. Welcome to the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. Coming to you from the Great Whites of Eastern Missouri. How you doing, fellas?
Not too shabby. How much came down?
Exactly.
How much you guys get?
It really wasn't bad. It's only it's so hard to say because the first half was all sleet and freezing rain with a little bit of snow. So it basically settled in all between the grass and stuff. So it's not like there's probably 2 or 3 inches of that bullshit. And it looks like we got at least another 2 or 3, maybe 4 inches of snow overnight. So that's sitting up on top of everything else. But we'll see. It's dark. I've not ventured outside yet. So I'm not entirely sure what's out there, but I know it wasn't good.
The albino brain chiggers are back.
Something. Again, wouldn't be bad, but fucking rabbits. They're not made for cold weather. These are domesticated
They
rabbits.
hibernate, don't they?
Yeah. At the very least, they can be outside for real bunnies. Domesticated bunnies aren't bred for... They can't get wet. Yeah, they don't have any natural protection in their fur, so if they get wet, they'll stay wet for days and days. And that'll make them sick, and it's bad to get them real wet. Not bred for extreme cold. Yeah, they got that hair, but they're still not bred to be alive in that kind of temperature. So I'm expecting like a half inch of ice on everything for the first round. Like the first round was supposed to be rain and it was going to freeze. So it's freezing rain, puts a sheet of ice over everything. Kansas City was stupid over the weekend with freezing rain and black ice. That's what I was expecting. Then it was going to be the sleet. Then it was going to be the snow. And it was going to be one big mess. Power was going to go out. And I was going to have to figure out how to load up 3 pairs of bunnies, 2 dogs, my son, my wife, and myself in my car and drive in that shit, on that shit, for another 20 miles to her parents' house, where even if they don't have power, they've at least got a fireplace and secondary heat that we don't have. Luckily, none of that happened, but I spent most of the weekend hemming and hawing and fretting needlessly over being able to get everybody safe, which just made for horrible dreams and a non-relaxing weekend. So now I get to go to work and relax for a little bit. Yay.
I'm sorry, Josh.
Oh, it's all right. It could be worse. We didn't lose power, so that's good. I didn't have to deal with any of that yet. Like, I don't know. Hell, for all I know, branch could break. We could lose power right now. And it's going to be like sub-zero temperatures the rest of the week. Yeah.
Well, we finally hit freezing here tonight. Like now, it's headed to 32. It was 30 when I got up. 40 when I got up at 2:30 and went, this is too early. Turned all the heaters up, went back to bed till 3:30. And it is now like about 33, 35, something like that. It will be 30 by the time the show is over and stay that way till about 10 o'clock. And then we'll get up to about a high 40 today. And then tonight it'll be 29. So it is now officially freezing here.
Yeah, I'm sitting at 18 degrees.
We had a lot of rain yesterday. And glad that's not happening right now. For sure.
That would suck.
Yeah. Hopefully the rain has passed. It looks like we'll just have partly cloudy days until Thursday of this week when it will rain again. And by then we'll be getting back up into like right at 36, 38. So it'll be above freezing. Knock on wood, all that road crap won't happen yet. It does happen here eventually at some point. The rain and cold finally get together and work it out. But for now, we're doing all right. Considering. Of course, getting woken up at midnight by apparently a female cat finding my outside male cats, which one of them is still not fixed. So that's all I could figure was going on. That also could have been the neighbor behind me's male cat, who I know has not been fixed. But somebody got up to shenanigans about midnight I woke up to what I thought was somebody crying outside, like literally a person upset and crying is what it sounded like. And by the time I finally got up to go see what the fuck was this outside at my bedroom window, the yawling started. I went, oh, fucking cats. Okay. Because, dude, it sounded like a lady crying upset outside my window. It really did. I haven't heard a cat sound exactly like that much of a human in ever, I don't think.
Not sure how
So
I'd
I
handle
definitely
that.
Huh?
I'm not sure how I'd handle that at midnight.
Dude, it fucked me up. Like, I fucking woke up to it and went like, I had to like listen for a minute, make sure it wasn't Michelle. I'm like, okay, she's asleep. Heavy breathing, she's good. And then trying to think, okay, maybe the neighbors behind me are going through something. That's all I could think is the neighbors, like, you know, Zack knows how close they are to me. If they're making noise in their house and my air conditioners are off, I can hear them making noise in their house. That's how close they are. And that's what I thought. Is, well, maybe there's something going on back there. Maybe they had a death in the family or something, and they just found out, because that's what it sounded like. By the time I finally got up, got pants and stuff on enough to go outside, knowing it was headed to cold, I wasn't going to get fully dressed just to go see, so I put on my sweatpant bottoms and headed out there. And by the time I hit the door, that's when the surety of it being a cat was definitely, because then the screeching and the thumping under the house started hitting. It's like, oh, okay. So, and when I opened the back door, two of my cats came in, the two that are fixed, and they were just kind of going like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, dude, I know, right? Yeah. It'd just be crazy. Sorry, I was ugly. So yeah, that's my midnight wake up, and finally probably settled back into sleep about 1 finally, and then, yeah. We did get the mother-in-law moved. Thank you guys for giving me some time to do that. We got her in her apartment Saturday at about, I think we finally walked out of her apartment, you know, with shit piled to the ceiling, of course, nothing unpacked really, at about 10:30 or something like that night, Saturday night. So yesterday was pretty much just recovery from that. That's why we had plenty of help with the family there. It definitely was still a week of us packing her up, basically, with no help. Well, I mean, there were 3 of us, Michelle's sister and Michelle and I basically did most of the packing. We had a little help from Haley at the end of it there Friday, but yeah, it definitely was a hellacious move. But we're done, thank goodness, and I'm back. Thank goodness. Missed you guys.
Missed you too.
Haven't even started typing in chat yet.
Fuck moving. Me or anybody else. So I know exactly the root cause of my bad dreams. Didn't take a lot of snooping and figuring out that a dream about being unable to protect my rabbits during a time when I feel unable to protect my rabbits. Doesn't take Freud to figure that shit out. It seems like I'd seen a couple posts over the weekend about other people dreaming and having dreams when they're not necessarily used to dreaming. I think I was, where was it? Phuket Word, maybe? Over on Nick's channel. They were talking about dreams and just something over the weekend, people's dreams being more vivid or being able to remember them when they're not used to being able to remember them, things like that. I just thought it was strange given my very vivid nightmare that I had that I don't usually remember. I was just curious if anybody else out there been having crazy, weird, vivid dreams or remembering them or any weirdness going on in the dream realms.
Yeah.
I've been watching that Lower Decks, the Star Trek cartoon, and I had a dream about the Borg, which is like, I don't even know what they are, like half human, half machine. It was weird. And it's not like they even talk about the Borg a lot or this or that. There might have been one episode where they even mentioned them. I don't know what it was about, but everybody's wearing black in some weird looking metallic, like dark rooms. I don't know. That was my first Star Trek dream.
That's weird.
Yeah, I've never been into Star Trek or anything like that. And I don't know why. It was weird. Don't remember what it was about. I just remember everybody was wearing black, and they all had like machines coming out of their heads, and yeah.
I can see it already. Zack's next book will be his Star Trek fan fiction. Borg. Why are the Borg?
Why the Borg?
Yeah, I just finished writing Why Are the Trucks. And I got my copy of the big book. I'll show it to you guys after the show.
Cool. As far as the dreams, yeah, I've been like really having a lot of not nightmares, just night issues. They felt like attacks just without battle, I guess is the best way to say it. You know, just an influx of very unpleasant dreaming, in emotionally unpleasant dreaming. How about that? Not terrifying, not like, oh, I can't save somebody, which I hate those dreams too, Josh, for sure. But this was more just being thrust into situations that inevitably resulted in just not great nights. You know, either dealing with mom being around and hanging out, like, oh, great, mom's here, and then realizing in the dream, like, oh, man, mom's not here. And that, you know, then becomes a whole thing. Yeah, a lot of those for the last... definitely like leading into this weekend, because at one point Michelle even asked me about it the next day, like, what were you dreaming about last night? You know, she knew something was going on. I was apparently either making noise or tossing and turning or something. So yeah, definitely something energetically. Could be I know there's some kind of Storm X or some shit happening with the sun. I think that's the only story I dropped last night, was something about the crazy solar happenings and about to flare up more of a display of the auroras. So maybe that energy is what we're all dealing with.
I don't know. I know I felt like I had to rip myself up out of the dream. Like I woke myself up saying, oh fuck. And I'm like physically trying to pull myself up, like out. And I'm like almost over all the way on Dixie's side, pulling myself like up from a sitting position saying, oh fuck. And that's how I woke up. I woke her up bawling apparently. But it was a whole fucking thing. And yeah, I don't usually dream or at least remember my dreams. I think that was the question I posed in Nick's chat was, do we not dream? Can we not dream? Like, could our brains function without dreaming? Like, I assume that dreaming is just an automatic function that happens whether I remember them or not. So just because I say don't remember a dream for 3 months, I don't assume I haven't been dreaming for 3 months. I just don't remember them. I was just weird if it's like a inherent function of the brain to need to dream.
Well, according to Regina in chat, it is Epiphany Day. So, and it's also Technology Day. So maybe they use their technology to fuck with our epiphanies.
Well, that's, you know, sort of kind of the train of thought where I was for some reason. I don't know. Seems like that would be a relatively easy thing to hijack, given V2K and the voice to skull technology.
Oh yeah, no, they've been at it a while. That's been happening for years and years.
And what a great way to control the population. If you can control their dreams. Knocking futz.
Knocking futz. You hear Sean Ryan went into hiding?
I heard that. I also watched him last night on X, so I don't think he's really in hiding.
Yeah, he said it was just going to be for a couple days.
It must have been the weekend.
Yeah, he put out a thing saying that I think it was like Friday even, that he's taking his family and going underground for a couple days. If you need to contact him, you can get a hold of his producer, yada, yada, yada. And that was like a message he put out there. Whoa. Yeah, like not long after the interview he did with that one guy talking about the Tesla driver and the stuff they were talking about.
Yeah, apparently
I hadn't seen anything.
That Tesla driver had reached out to several people, like lots of people. And it was only after the fact and after Sean Ryan's show, people started going through
Yeah.
and looking at their emails like, oh, fuck, you reached out to me. They had like a true...
Yeah, Josh sent me that video while I was in the midst of the move, and I got the clip notes from him. Then I came home and watched it later, and it was like, okay, this is pretty crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
yeah.
It's not necessarily crazy that I would listen or watch something like that. It's where it's coming from and the reach and the audience. That's what blows my mind.
I still have that little voice saying, you don't know if it's real, though.
Uh-huh.
You don't know Sean Ryan,
That's
you know?
right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a legitimate person. He seems like a good person. But at the same time, I don't know him from Adam.
Truth.
I mean, the stuff that they say seems legitimate a lot of the times. You've got me tuning into it a lot more. But at the same time, I don't, it's just that I get it why, some flat earthers don't trust Jaron and Austin. They don't know them. They don't know them from Adam. So I could see having that doubt in the back of your mind. Knowing Jaron and knowing Austin and speaking with them for years and years and years now, to me, it sounds like they're telling the truth. I believe them when they say they went to Antarctica and saw a 24-hour sun. But I don't know Sean Ryan like that. It doesn't mean I dismiss the information, not just in one and ear out the other. I don't really doubt the information, knowing our government and the way that they do things. But yeah, it's weird. I just have that little inkling of doubt. That little voice saying, but you don't know.
And I think that's good. I think that's a healthy doubt. I just remember after my divorce, I had to come to a conclusion. I had to come to a crossroads as to how much I actually trust women. Like in general, like as a whole. And I had to come to the conclusion that it'd be real easy to just not trust. But it's really going to limit my experience as a human being. And while now, having been through what I'd been through, I learned to maybe be a bit more discerning with whom I put my trust. But I couldn't just not. I couldn't continue going on through life not trusting people, because that's just no way to live. At some point, I've got to bite the bullet and say, well, I don't know, but this is where I'm going to put trust. Maybe I'm wrong again, but I'm going to trust that I'm not. And that's sort of how I feel with this Sean Ryan shit. Like, I don't know. You're right. I don't know. even if his receipts are right, he's still, former CIA? And how much stock do you put in that after all the TVs and movies we've been exposed to about the CIA? But what he's saying, the direction that he's moving, I can definitely have my doubts, but I still feel like I've got to put my trust in somewhere. Like, it'd be real good to just go on and live in a cave as much as I would love to and just not have to worry about, I just don't believe anybody about anything, and I'm just going to live my life in solitary confinement, self-imposed, until I die. But again, no way to live, so I've got to do it somewhere. And this is, as far as someone with millions and millions of people in their audience, to hear the things that he's saying, that is where I am inclined to at least tentatively stick my trust. Because that's, how much trust am I really investing in someone on the internet? Like, it's not a call to action. I'm not really doing anything. But I guess I just have to try to put some trust in the validity of the information or the validity of what's being said. Not just because it sort of verifies the conspiratorial thinking in my brain, but because it has that ring of truth to it. Like, I don't know, maybe the guy that bombed Trump Tower in Vegas is dead. Maybe that was him in the truck. With all this personal shit going on and all the other things in his life that were bad, he had just reached his limit. The thing about special forces guys is they learn to embrace the suck.
Yeah, to cope with it and deal with it. That's the reason that they get into those positions.
Yeah, if things were going really good, I could see a self-sabotage type situation. But just because his life was hard, and that's why he did it, I think doesn't necessarily...
They live for hard.
Right. They live for it. Their brains have been hardwired for it.
And these guys had to stay up, like, getting 45 minutes of sleep a day for 28 days. Or 7 days, not 28. Which is crazy. Crazy things that most people on Earth wouldn't make it through the testing. And these are the people that come out on the other end. That's not a slide at anybody. I doubt I would make the testing. But it's a mental thing. It's not so much a physical thing as it is a mental thing. And they're mentally, they've built up this mental fortification through their training and all that kind of stuff that, their whole life depends on them being able to keep their cool when shit hits the fan. That's what the training is designed to do. So yeah, mental breakdown, this and that. Like, I don't know about all that. The official story just is like, yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Or we won't.
Or we won't. That's right. And that's basically all it is. It's the smell test. The official narrative just doesn't seem to pass the smell test, whereas these things that Sean Ryan claims to be uncovering does a little better in that regard. But we've reached it. We've done a segment, gents.
We have. Before we hit this break fully, I just want to say welcome back to Liz. I know there are other people that I haven't seen, but she was missing in action when I was last here, and I was overly concerned and really definitely sending out lots of extra love and protection. I see her in chat saying she is still trying to break through the fear. And it is a tough one sometimes. It definitely is, especially when everything they throw at us is designed to instill that fear. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the truther community that put out content tend to latch on to that fear factor because it gets some clicks. So just don't let that stuff get to you. You're stronger than all of that, Liz. As are all of us. I also saw a lot of people in the chat agreeing with the dreams, that they're all having a bunch of weird dreams there in chat. I also saw some cat things going on, so just playing catch up. It took me a minute. I'm still waking up. But it is good to be back, for sure.
Well, we sure did miss you. Why don't you guys stick around? We'll be back right after this. Shout out to you, Craig. This one's for you.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose dose of iron in the morning. Listen to the Ironworks.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworks with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on The Ironworks and become an Iron Scout.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the Ironworks here on freeworld.fm. Be sure to check us out. I'm not even sure if Free World is up and running again. Shout out to Karen B for letting us know that Free World was down. I did send Billy Ray a message. He said, let me check. And that was the last I've heard. So I'm still not sure if it's up and running. I'm all over there on the chat.
Chat is working. Yep, that's what I was going to say.
I don't know about anything else, but I think if we're on the chat, we must be doing good because the whole website was down. It's not like it just wasn't broadcasting, but you couldn't get to freeworld.fm. So if we're there on the chat,
that's what
I think.
I kind of saw when I checked, when I saw that message go through, I went to it on my phone and couldn't get it to pop up. So, but then I got to thinking, hell, I don't know that I've ever gone to it on my phone. So.
And a big shout out, though she's not in chat, Miss Patricia Steer. Gone back offline once again. Back into.
Yeah. Stepped away from Strange World. She said she's going to start up the potatoes again here soon.
But it'll just be the potatoes. The way I understand it. Not going to be Flat Earth and other hot potatoes. It's just going to be potatoes. No more Flat Earth for her, the way I understand it. At least according to her post there on YouTube. And that pisses me off.
Yeah.
Totally justifiable. I get it. Like, I get it.
Yeah, it's hard to sit there and watch all the infighting, name calling nonsense, and you get that with every. It's not like that's just something that flat earthers do. No, it's just human nature.
Why Crow 777 doesn't join groups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's shame, but it is what it is. I mean,
you know what? It's not what it's not. I'm going to argue and have to call you out on that bullshit there, Zach. I'm going to say that it's not what it's not.
Well, isn't that the same as saying it is what it is?
Is it?
Is what it is, and it's not what it's not. Yeah, I would say that's about the same thing.
Well, all right. Well, there you go. So the question is it what it's not? Or is it not what it is? Of course not, because that would be logically impossible. It's always going to be what it is. It will forever be what it is until it's not. Well, like, so many things in our life are those mental chains. Like, bound by things that don't exist. So something like saying, oh, well, it is what it is kind of profound. In so much that it is what it is. Like, a tree is a tree. Right? Tree's not a car. A tree can't be a tree and a car at the same time. It's only going to be what it is. It is what it is. And it's going to be what it is, whether human beings are there or not. Things will always be what they are, regardless of whether or not there's a brain there to interpret them. One of those things that don't require humans. Things being like what they are. Sort of like a sound.
Well, unless you believe that humans are the reason those things are there, that we create a field of possibility, and then we use that field of ether possibility to create the reality around us.
It would still be what it is.
Those things wouldn't be here.
But they would still be what they are.
And I were talking about that. We were talking about that over the weekend. And I had to go back to Genesis. Like, well, according to the way the story goes, the animals and the plants and everything were here before man. Man was created on the sixth day. So all that stuff was here before we were here. Yeah, that's just how the story goes. But it brought me back to that idea that, well, would they be here if we weren't here? Well, they, according to the story, they were here already. And then we came around. I don't know. But yeah, it's weird that you said that because, like I said, we just had that conversation this last weekend.
Well, like 2 + 2. Does that require a human brain to compute it?
I don't know. Ask Terry.
Would mathematics work? But wouldn't they sort of have to? In what way could 2 + 2 not equal 4?
Common core math.
Well, just a different way of getting there, but I think they, at the end of the day, they still try to make it equal out.
But do I still get a participation trophy if I put down 5? That's the question. Or is it just wrong?
I think your participation trophy should be a wrap across the knuckles with a ruler. You participated, you dumbass. Next time.
Side note, according to Liz, we aren't working there on Free World.
No?
I just was seeing that in chat. Yeah, we don't